Hi everyone, nice to be back again. So my name is Bala. I'm a cloud solutions architect. I've been in this space for a while now. I do a lot of digital transformation type projects, which involves a lot of AI, machine learning, industrial IoT, and things like that. Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about a few things. One is what is new in our AI portfolio, and I'm going to quickly show what's happening in the Azure cognitive services space, which is very interesting at these days because we have consolidated and we are making it much easier for everybody. Sorry, I couldn't turn on the video, but it's getting, my computer is getting slow, so I need to turn it off. Let me know if you have any questions. Put it in the chat, Ron, if you can monitor. So that'll be awesome. Okay, so let's talk about what is Microsoft doing. So you probably all have heard about AI, machine learning, and things like that. And you know this is an ever-changing field. There are a lot of new things happening, but at the same time, there is a lot of governance and safeguards put in place for modeling these days. One of them is what we call responsible AI. This is something Microsoft has been working on for a while within our portfolio of AI that we do, because anything that we do is what we give out to the customers. Out of this was a new field that came up in AI. What is it compliance? Compliance is like, how do we involve ethical principles into the AI, provide governance and operations, and also the tools that we are using, can it also take this into accommodation, and how can we involve public policy? As you all know, GDPR, CCPA, privacy, seems like in US, most states are coming up with their own way of doing things, but then we also have internationally that we need to worry about. So these are the major building blocks that that Microsoft is focusing on in terms of like, how do we bring AI to bear, but at the same time, the AI is trustworthy. I mean, I'm sure you guys all have heard a lot of horror stories floating in the internet, how when AI goes wrong, rogue, what happens, right? So let's talk about what our guiding principle is. We have like a six-prong approach, like these are our building blocks. So we want it to be any AI and ML that you're going to use in our platform, including cognitive services or machine learning, that custom that you want to build your own IP. You're going to be having tools in terms of machine learning, or if you're going the cognitive services route, which is pre-baked models, we will incorporate this. But if you're building your own, we are also building tools and technologies to surround that. What does that mean? Like we are building API, like SDKs for fairness detection. How can you detect fairness in your data set? How do you make it reliable and safe? How do you secure the environment, the workspace or deployment and things like that? How do you also manage privacy of the data? Can you split workspaces, or can you handle separate data storages for your customers so that nobody shares it? And also inclusiveness, like this is like bringing in people together and then getting different perspective of the same problem, because the context in every problem changes with where you are and who you are. And not only that, we are also on all of those things, we are exposing the transparency, so you guys get to see what is really happening, and we are enforcing accountability. So these are some of the principles that most of our AI, especially cognitive services and all, what we have built, goes through this as well. Now let's talk about what's happening in the machine learning world. So machine learning world, as you can see, these are few customer success stories. Not going to go very too deep into it, but they are using our platform to improve productivity, building end-to-end cases, and they are using tools like the fairness and bias and things like that to help and protect and save their customers, right? That is the biggest biggest key. Our tools has to be safe, and customers should be able to trust our tools. That is the major thing that Microsoft is going after. If you look at E&Y is one of the early adopters in figuring out how the model is behaving. We'll talk about error analysis. They were able to mitigate it fast. That's because we built some SDKs for them that help them to do it. So let's say, like, if you're looking at an end-to-end solution, like you have a data, then you're going to do model processing, right? Most models, you're going to apply statistics, and you're going to figure out cross-validation and trying to come up with like which model behaves what. You will run through an iteration of models and look at it. So there are different personas also involved in these cases. So that's why our tools and technologies are governed towards like how these different personas can actually handle it. So if you look at a data scientist, the questions that they ask is like, what are the features I should use? Is the model any good? How do I improve my model? That falls under the error analysis. The business owner, on the other way, he's looking at like, okay, how is my model biased? Is my prediction doing the right thing? Is the insights correct, right? And the end user is looking at it and saying like, oh, I'm giving data, but is this safe, and can the model be trusted, and things like that. So these are common things, and they're very valid things. So what we did is like, just to give you background on all of those things that the questions asked in the previous slide, there has been open source packages, like they're bits and pieces, like they're all over the places. What we are trying to do is we are trying to keep it open source. Whatever we are doing is going to be open source as well. But at the same time, what we are going to do is we are combining everything together. So we built this, what we call Rai AI Dashboard. It's like an SDK. This is available if you're using Azure Machine Learning and Building Model, which will have fairness. It'll also have error analysis, which is how to identify. And then it will also allow you to do interpretability and error analysis to figure out like what could be the problem in a decision tree, how would it move through, things like that. And it also provides you means to check and plot fairness and to protect and take a decision on top of these things. Now, this one SDK will do all of these things. That is where we are going very deep into. Now, I'm going to, so the slides will have like, what's the process of how we can do error analysis, if you're looking at like how the model is behaving and what are the different type of reasons and how the model is changing. The toolkit also has like, visualization. So, and also fairness, but let me, instead of showing PowerPoint, let me show you. So here is my notebook. Here is a notebook. This is my data set, my own, the one that I have. So if you look at it, I am installing Responsible AI, and I'm just calling it through, and you will see the minimum number of coding, what is involved. Here I'm just bringing in like, our open source TensorFlow data set. The diabetes data set is available for everybody to take a look at it. I have also done this for custom as well. These are usual, like the machine learning process. You're building and testing. And then what you're going to do is you're fitting the model. This is where you're training the model. Once you train, then you're going to pass the training model information, and you're invoking an RAI insights. What this does is it's going to take the training data, test data, and it is going to do what type of modeling. In here, I'm doing regression. And then what I'm doing is I'm adding what are all I need to do. So I wanted to do error analysis, counterfactual, bias, and few other things I'll show you in a few seconds are automatically in this explainer itself. And then you're going to run this. When I say compute, this is when the action take place. And you can see like it took about like 33 seconds or something. And then I'm plotting it as a dashboard. So when I click this, this is going to take us to a page. So this is considered our RAI dashboard page. Now, this allows you to do multiple way of analysis. You can look at error analysis and see, you can select like, do you want to do by mean, square, or absolute error? And then you can look at features and see how the coverage went. You can see how it moved, what was the conditions. This allows you to do like with the data, you can play around and see like for each decision how it went through. Now, this is what we technically call like looking at the black box. Even though the algorithms are black box, you get to see what is happening, and you can also change that to a heat map also and look at it. This is a feature that and it also tells you like what features that it is looking at. So this is one part of your problem. The other one is like it's going to give you statistics on mean square versus how it is behaving with error versus your cohorts. What is happening behind the scenes, and how is the model comparative analysis is going on. Then you have the data explorer. This tells you like based on like bucketing, like aggregated plots, like each column and how and where it is actually falling under. These are all like not even writing. You saw the code that I showed you, right? So by default, this is getting generated. This is a very interesting part because this tells you like which of the features that we sent in had the most amount of impact in the data set. In this case, the BMI, the SY, the columns are renamed because for the privacy. And you can see which one is getting which columns that I can use. I can actually go like this, and I can increase and see my data set, or I can actually reduce it and see it as well. So this is called explainability of the model, or sometimes it's called also interpretability. You can do that with the individual feature also and look at it and analyze and see it. So as you drill this through, and then we also added counterfactual analysis. So as you can see, like this, the way that we are going is like we are allowing this toolkit to be integrated with the open source algorithms. And so you can use any algorithm and you can run this thing and get insights into it. So you feel comfortable that, okay, what the model is trying to do is what it is doing. Now, that being said, and I'll share you guys the deck. Let me switch gears. I know you only have 10 minutes. I'm going to switch a little bit gears here. I'm going to talk to you guys about what are we doing in terms of this cognitive services. So that's one part of it, right? The second part is this part. What's happening in the cognitive service world? We used to have lots and lots of about individual cognitive services. We technically changed that, and what we did is we came up with these 4 categories. We splitted it. All of our cognitive services, regardless of what we have, is going to go into these 4 categories. Language will have all the text-based language type translations and things like that. Vision is going to take the computer vision, OCR, custom vision, face API, things like that, what a camera can see. Speech is going to be anything that convert to speech to text, text to speech, or translation, speech recognition, and things like that. Decision is the 4th category. This is a very interesting category because we have an anomaly detector that you can use out of the box. I've worked in a couple of use cases that has helped the companies to figure out what's happening, what anomalies are happening, and when to generate alerts and things like that. Content moderator is a little bit different. This is where you can pass a document and try to validate and see what content is available. Personalizer is our reinforcement learning service, which allows you to do, if you're doing like a shopping cart and things like that, it'll personalize like what you can see. These are the 4 categories. But what is new? And I'm going to show you that. Okay. So this is our document analysis. So form recognizer, all the couple of the vision based ones like the OCR, all of those things are getting in here. We have general document layouts which can pull up documents, and actually it can even pull up like like tables and things like that. Bear with me that it goes through. And then we also have pre-baked models available for business card analysis, invoice detection, W2 detection, things like that. This is a generic model. It's an inbuilt model you can use. Now, will this satisfy all the use cases? No. We do provide a custom ability for you guys to actually able to create your own document classification and things like that, like text extraction and text extraction. So here in this model, you can see it extracted some of the items. It can also pull out forms for you, and anything that common verbiage it can pick up. And everything is available as a JSON code, and you can also take it and do it. We also show you how, if you want to do it in C# Python, we also give you some sample codes that if you guys want to try it out, please go for it. So this is one part. The other part is like, and I mean, just not that, but there is also layout feature available. There is also invoice, receipt, business card, and identifying documents like mortgage statements and things like that. W2 analyzation and custom model here. This is one category. Next category is the speech. Here, same thing. We are allowing you to create your own custom speech service. You can translate, take some document, paper documents or recording, and convert it to different languages. I don't think I have it here. Where is it? Let me show you. I believe I was converting. Okay, I think I deleted it off. So you can take and take an English language spoken audio, and then you can convert that into completely as an like in German or French or whichever you want. And you can also build custom keywords. This is an amazing feature, the new feature, pronunciation and announcement, which basically allows you to do, based on your audio, it will tell you how accurate the audio is and the quality of it, quality of this. We do have neural voices, which are extremely amazing. Try it out and let me know, because this is, you can select any of these and then just go and run this and see. It's amazing. Like, I mean, it's almost close to what a human can actually do.
Sometimes you can see snow on the mountains.
Yeah, so you can see like this is done through our deep neural networks, and the voices are very close to what the human parity is. So we also have text to speech, speech to text, both as custom also. These services are extremely used in most of our call center type robotic application, where you can either chat or you can talk to it and it does stuff. Now, is that it? No, we also have Power Automate for you guys to automate OpenAI services. And I'm going to show you the vision one. So this is the other vision based. In the vision side of it, computer vision and custom vision, you can extract OCR from text. You can recognize images and pull out objects. You can build custom objects if you want. You can recognize people. You can recognize faces. And we also call this as partial analysis, is also available. We have some models for you guys to use. Like, you can do social distancing, detect if people in the queue or not. Social distancing was very popular when we were doing the COVID applications for a lot of customers. Face, of course, you guys know. Text is very interesting. You can derive it from PDFs and or documents. It is very, this feature, we are using it for a lot of knowledge mining and knowledge search capabilities. So if you have engineering documents with images and PDF, convert them to text and you can search on it. Now, as you see, there is a lot more. I know I went through very fast with you guys. We also are providing means to do like these are some of the apps that we show them. It's custom app, power apps. You can actually upload an image and send it to our cognitive services and get the output and build your own custom way of visualization. So these are something that Microsoft is investing a lot of money, and this is where our growth is going. So just to give you guys some stats, I'm not going to bore you too much. This is very interesting, at least for me to see also. This slide is keep on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like look at our cognitive services use. It's 53 billion transactions a month. And machine learning is increasing. It's now 28 billion. So you can see like a lot of customers are slowly getting the AI to use. One thing I would suggest everyone to do is like AI is not going to solve everything in your problem. AI is only going to place steps, like few steps it can automate it. But then you also have our automation tool like Flow and Power Flow. We call it Logic Apps and others to do end-to-end process automation as well. Hope this was helpful for all of you.
Yeah, this is great. Well, I got a couple of questions here for you. All right. One of the questions is from Patrick from Nationwide. He was wondering if your document analysis can classify documents with a high degree of accuracy based on security, sensitivity, public or internal, usage, etc. And if there's any way it could read, oh, this is Social Security number, we can't make it available to the public. Does that need to be programmed, or can those kind of functionalities be learned?
Yes. So his question is very interesting. In a higher accuracy is always debatable. To a higher degree of accuracy, yes, it can. Our services can detect PII entities in the general document. It can detect like addresses and things like that. Classification wise, general set of documents, yes. If you're looking for industry specific keywords in them, that is when you guys probably have to look into our custom modeling to the form recognizer as a custom module model that you can build your own with your own insights.
So there are some, and I'll send up a follow-up note because obviously, Nationwide deals with a lot of details. The devil's in the details, and we'll make sure we follow up on that. James from Massatech, which is a leading integrator, was wondering if video cognitive services looking at images versus text can also be used in various manufacturing setups to automatically identify problems, defects, situations like that.
Yes, indeed. I didn't want to overburden you guys, but I can show you. So this is my AI camera. This is something that I built in our custom vision, and you can see. I'm just going to do it live, so you can see it's actually moving, right? And you can see the red marks it's predicting. Yes, indeed.
Oh, wow.
So that's your real-time demo.
Great stuff.